Hello. We'll see if anyone joins this. But we'll see if someone joins. To anyone tuning in, oh no one is. There was, if you're watching the replay, I swear there was someone there. Then they went away. But if someone's there, basically we're trying to turn this dress into Sua's dress from Alien Stage, which means I need to make the bow. I'm taking this off, and then we're gonna use some lace to make her the little puff sleeves. I have some elastic to use for that. Hello. We're trying to make Sua's dress from Alien Stage. Oh, notification was there, but yeah. Hello. If you're here, you are welcome to put anything in the chat. We're trying to make this into Sua's dress from Alien Stage. No, okay. I don't really know how the stream settings work. Okay, now how do I make a bow? That's the real question. What style is her bow? Oh no, I closed the wrong tab. What style is her bow in? Sua, Alien Stage. So it's like this one. I don't know how to sew. This will be fun. My sewing machine is broken, so we have to hand sew this. Yay. That will be awesome. Okay, I have a video pulled up right now on my phone of how to make a bow, and I'll like oh, hello there! Hello! Oh my gosh. Hi, I know you. Um, yeah, if so basically I'm trying to turn this dress into like Sua's dress from Alien Stage, but my sewing machine is broken. So that's what we're working with right now. And I have a video where I'm trying to figure out. I have a video pulled up. I know, fancy seeing me on my own live stream. Crazy. I'm getting deja vu. Uh to that first live stream. But yeah, I don't know what happened. I got like the thread jammed in it in the sewing machine. I don't really know. I don't know. But I did somehow. And so yeah, we're hand sewing now, but I need to figure out how I'm supposed to make a bow because it doesn't make sense. Why is your art teacher disappointed? What did you do, Liz? What did you do? Okay, so if I fold it, I don't know what angle I can put this at where you can like see what I'm doing on my lap, but I swear I'm doing stuff. See, look, you can't judge me. I genuinely don't know what happened though, but it's like this I can like sort of see where the thread is, but it's like stuck in like the bobbin container holder thing, whatever, and I cannot get it out for the life of me. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do about that. Because I was making oh, I have a green one over here. I was making these little Junimos, and but I ran out of the tape, the like black tape that I used here. So I had to make them out of fabric for the last one that I made, and it was like it was too much. It was too much for the sewing machine. She goes through a half an hour tutorial every lesson just to make sure we don't stab ourselves with the needle. I mean, that's valid. Yeah. I haven't actually gotten that lecture. I did like a week of I'm in like a theater class, and it's like about like technical theater stuff. So it's like lighting, sound, that kind of stuff. And we also did a week on costumes, and we never got that. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So it's let me grab it again. I have a purple one that I like a bit better, but it's not here with me right now. It's a Junimo from the video game Stardew Valley, which is when I was at the Ren Fair, I was like a fantasy version of one of the characters from that. So I wanted to have a little Junimo so that maybe people wouldn't mistake me for Raven. But people still mistook me for Raven. It's fine. It's fine. Apparently I was just the thing that like I found it slightly insulting because if I was trying to be a fantasy version of Raven, you can bet I would have looked a lot more like a fantasy version of Raven. So I swear I could do better. I could do better if that's actually what I was trying to do. Okay, I think I might understand the instructions on how to make a bow. Well, I don't really have extra fabric, so if I screw it up, I screw it up. It's fine. Okay. She's like a really freaking big bow. Like, let me find a pic. Yeah, like, look at the size of her bow. That's gonna have to be like, if this is the dress, that's gonna have to be like this big. I'm gonna have to size it down. This is literally all the white fabric I have. I mean, I could make it out of lace if I like have to, but I kind of don't want to. That's why I have to use the lace to like make the sleeves, because I just don't have enough of this. I probably should have actually gotten some from the store instead of just using the random things I have in the house. Yeah, it's a big bow, and that's why I have to make it, because it's like a like big part of her outfit or whatever. Those of you at the live stream, you can get a hint. She is one of the characters. She is the last one I still need to film for my June project. So yeah, Sue is part of it, if that helps. I have technically dropped enough hints that if you went back and like really thought it through and like tried to connect them, I think some people could figure it out. Okay. So what are we doing with this fabric? Yeah, it'll be oh, what day is it? It's the 27th. How many days are in May? So Sunday. Sunday is June 1st. Yeah, well then you can just wait until Sunday. I have been editing like crazy. I don't know why I saved the editing. I was like, "Oh, I'll just edit after filming," but I still haven't finished filming technically. I still need to to film stuff. So this is kind of the right size. So I haven't finished anything, but it's fine. I have the first couple days worth, so I can stall for a bit at least. These scissors are not sharp enough. Whatever. I apparently don't feel like going upstairs to get the sharper scissors. Okay. And then if that goes like that, how would this work? That kind of looks like a bow. If I just like sew the sides, but why does it? Could I just do it like this? Do. What if I? Yeah, I think I could just do that, and that'll like make it even bigger. Yeah. Okay, that's how we're gonna do it. Yay! That's good. That's good. I'm glad it is somewhat of a whatchamacallit bow. There's the word. Also, wait, do I have you as I think I might not have you as a hello? Okay, I don't know how to. I think I only have you on like the first tier of moderator, but I can't figure out like through the live stream settings how to like bring you up. You might. I don't really know. I'll try to fix that afterwards. Because like you and I think like 2 other people I would trust as moderators, but you're the one who actually goes to my live streams. So you're the one I have set as a mod. If the other 2, I'm not saying who they are, but if they showed up for live streams, and it's no one's fault. There's like time zones and school and stuff. But I would if either of the 2 I'm thinking of showed up to a live stream, I would set them as moderators. Just if they're watching this afterwards, but they don't know who they are. So, yeah. That was a confusing ramble. Okay. I'm like I can't find one bin of sewing supplies. We have like 5, and I can only find 4 of them. So I'm like missing half the thread. Okay. White thread, that's what we need. Listen, time zones should stop you when sleep is involved. Sleep is important. I want to say classes are also important, but sometimes classes are not important. Depends on the class. Most classes are important. Good. Good. That's good. That's good. Sleep is good. Sleep is very good. I have friends who are like, oh yeah, I slept like 3 hours. And I'm like, you what now? 3 hours is not enough sleep. I don't know how those kinds of people function. Okay. Needles are so tiny. Why are they so tiny? They get lost freaking everywhere. This would go by a lot faster if my sewing machine was functional. It's like, 'cause there's thread stuck there, I can't like I can't get like the bobbin thread like up through the regular. I don't know fancy sewing machine terms, but I can't like I can thread it with the normal thread, but then I can't get the bobbin thread up like through the loop. It just gets jammed every time. My friends are getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep every night and still have. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like me and my friends. I don't understand how people have energy in general, and I especially don't understand how people have energy when they don't sleep. But I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, like, I'm so tired. I only got, like, 8 hours of sleep." And my friends are like, "You got 8 hours of sleep?" I'm like, "Shut up. It's not my fault that you guys are like zombies and can just function." You better not supposed to be in class or sleeping right now, though. Oh, okay, I threaded the needle. Threading needles is not my strong point. We'll leave it at that. Okay, that's good. I have Okay, yeah, that's not that late. I have break in like a couple weeks, but I'm smart and busy for most of that. Also, that's the reason I'm like semi panicking about the editing for my June project because I'm away most of June. So I have to do everything before or like while I'm studying abroad. I don't think that would be very smart. And I don't know. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to say where I'm going online while I'm there or only when I get back. But I don't know. I'm going somewhere. You Yes, theoretically you should. Theoretically It's not it's not really it's a study abroad program. So, it's like a theater study abroad program. So to me, that's like a holiday, but there is work. But there's also free time. There's also there's what you call it. There are like trips and stuff. Hello. Okay, I just got two very different messages. I get hi smiley face, and then I don't get what exothermic reactions is though. I don't either, Liz. I don't either. But hello, welcome to the live stream. Basically, if you read the title, you know. But we're trying to make Sua's dress. So this is my base dress, and I'm trying to turn it into Sua's from Alien Stage, which means I'm trying to make a bow right now. Oh no! My needle got unthreaded, but my sewing machine is broken. So we're hand sewing this. And right now I've just been like chatting with my mod in the chat. So you are welcome to join in our chaotic discussions about school vacations and sleep schedules and exothermic reactions. But yeah, unfortunately, I cannot help you with that, Liz. Chemistry, let's just say, I really hope that's chemistry. But chemistry is not my strong point. I'm so sorry to my chemistry teacher. No, I can look it up. Exothermic reaction definition. It is a chemical reaction that releases energy in the form of heat or light to its surroundings, according to sciencedirect.com. I don't know if that's a trustworthy site. You can tell how much research I did. That would be in that's chemistry. I did chemistry this year. We're gonna pretend that I learned stuff from that class. I did actually learn. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. You definitely understand what that means. And there is no confusion. No, chemistry and math are not my strong points. I am an English girl. I love English. I take too many English classes. I'm taking way too many next year. It's like any free class I have, English. I'm taking another English. And history, theoretically, I would be good at, except that I can't memorize dates. I can't memorize dates or people's names. And you know what history is? It's a bunch of people doing things in different years. So, but I took like a world history class through thematic lenses, like class. So instead of focusing on the dates and instead of focusing on the who and when, it was the how and why, which made a lot more sense to me. So I can now say, yeah, at one point in history, there was this thing that happened, and I can explain the thing. And then people are like, so who did that? I'm like, I have no clue. Yes, history, English, and Spanish are my best subjects. Yeah, English is just like it's my best subject. Is theater a subject? My biggest class this year is all theater. I would say theater is a subject, at least for me. That's my best class. But yeah, history, like I said, theoretically I'd be good at it, but I'm not, just with the way it's usually formatted. Um Spanish Spanish is a funny class for me. I always think I'm really bad at it, and then I get really good grades in it. So I don't know what's up with that. I'm like, I feel like I'm failing the class, and then I get like an A, and I'm like, oh. I guess I'm not failing the class, but I can't speak Spanish. That's where my brain short circuits. I can write in Spanish, but I need time to like think through the words, and I can understand Spanish um pretty well, and I can read Spanish very well. But my Spanish course this year was so freaking stupid because it's like in a module, there are different chapters. And there was like a chapter on the preterite tense. There was a chapter on the imperfect tense. We'll just go with the preterite and imperfect for now for this example. Then after each chapter, after each video being like, here's the preterite tense, it'll give me a couple problems and be like, conjugate this verb. And I know it's supposed to be in the preterite tense because that's what I just learned. But then on the chapter test, it just pulled all those questions. So it would be like, conjugate this verb. And I had no clue if it wanted me to do the preterite or the imperfect. So I got like a 76 on that test because I had no clue what it was asking. I thought I could get on well with Spanish until I went to Spain and my brain stopped functioning. That's relatable. Yeah. You have to go. Goodbye. Goodbye, Liz. It was so fun having you here. Thank you for coming and for being an awesome mod who didn't have to actually do anything. Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to. You have life. Do life. Bye. It's gonna get very quiet now if no one else starts talking in the chat. Which is fine. But for those of you who were just watching, because I can see how many people are tuned in. I know some of y'all were just there watching that conversation. Unfortunately, there isn't much of a conversation I can have with myself. I would like play music, but I'm pretty sure my stream would get taken down for copyright. Hello! Hi! Hello. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hello. I don't know how long you've been here, but hi! I've missed you too. I know I have been super inactive. Also, I'm gonna be so real. I don't know who most people on my live streams are because what it shows is it shows your name on your channel instead of your handle. But when you comment on my videos, it shows your handle. But I'm pretty sure I recognize your profile picture. I know I have not like updated. I'm sorry. I have been super busy with my project thing for June. So this is actually part of it, which is it's the last character I need to film as, which is Sua. I'm trying to make like her bow. This is my base dress, but it's cold, which is why I have the jacket on. But it's so great to have you here. Yeah, I know. It's like I want to update so freaking bad, but, like, I can't. I have nothing, to post because it's all for June, but I've been working on this for months, and it feels, like, demotivating because I put all this work in and I haven't, like, seen any of it pay off. Um, Cause what are words? I forgot words. Oh, yeah, because I haven't been posting it, so I haven't been, like, getting any comments or, any what's the word? Interaction, there we go. But it's gonna be a ton of posting in June. So, hopefully it will be worth it. It was a very draining project, though. I don't know if I'm gonna do something next year. Also, my sewing machine is broken, which is why I'm hand sewing. Yeah. It's a lot. Everything I've been posting, like, besides the, like, random shorts that I posted, where I was like, "Oh my gosh, IRL James, like, singing this song." Um, Everything else has been, like, pre-filmed. It was just stuff I had laying around, and I was like, "I need storage space. What can I edit to get, like, it off my camera and onto YouTube?" Like, the Percy Jackson thing was a super short video. Theoretically, I had screenshots of the questions that he was answering, like, in the quiz that I could have put on the screen, but I had to just save time. Oh my gosh, thank you! Thank you. I promise that series will continue. Um, it's just been a whole series of, like, stuff happening. So basically, I filmed all of Act 1 in one sitting. So all that footage you've seen that has been released, that was all one sitting. And now I haven't filmed. I haven't filmed the Act 2 stuff. I tried to once and I messed some stuff up, so all the footage was useless. And um it didn't look good anyways. Just because of like the angles and stuff. So I have to try that again, but I can't because I've been working on the June project. And then in June, I'm gonna be away. And then when I get back, I'm working on a short film. Um and then it's like a whole mess. Thank you so much. That actually means so much to me. I will say I do wanna, like, revamp that cosplay, maybe, like, I don't know, hem the shirt or something. Because that was literally that was, it's just a white t-shirt that I cut, like, the whatchamacallit, I actually don't know. Hello, welcome to the live stream. I will say this, I've said this before, to Politis, but if you have commented on my videos before, unfortunately, I can't tell who you are from the live stream because when you comment on my videos, I see your handle, and on the live stream, I see your name. Um, so yeah, I just wanna put that disclaimer out there. It's a very unfortunate way I think that YouTube has things set up, but um, unfortunately, it just is. But I'm pretty sure that I know who you are just based on your profile picture. But the other thing, okay. Um, the other thing, Politis, is that Telemachus's wig sort of got sacrificed for my Anya cosplay, and then I got a new wig for him, and that wig got sacrificed for my Sua cosplay. So I don't have a wig for him right now. And arguably, I could use my hair, except I would need a different laurel wreath crown because I made the one I have exaggerated so that it would work on a wig, as opposed to yeah, yeah. He doesn't get a wig anymore. Um, so like yeah. Also, if I dyed my hair, it would be like inconsistent. So I might just get another one of those. I would have ordered that wig 3 times at that point. Um, and I have a crimper now, so I can style my wigs as opposed to whatever the heck happened to my wig in the Cersei saga, where it was not cooperating. That one, I would say, was probably my favorite to do. I saw someone describe it as, Telemachus simp hour, which I love way too much. I love that description way too much. Yeah, it was, like, I haven't I'm weird, so I love Greek mythology, but I hate poetry. Like, poetry breaks my brain, but I love Shakespeare. Don't ask how that all works together. In my head, it does. Um, so I haven't read the Odyssey. I read some of the Iliad, but I haven't read the Odyssey. But I have, I do know, like, I did a bunch of research on Telemachus before starting that series. Hang on. Do, 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 do. Um, you read like one page of the Odyssey. Yeah, I read a few pages of the Iliad. I genuinely like want to. I might just cave soon and read the Iliad and the Odyssey. Um, I really want to read the Iliad because I love Achilles, and I want to read the Odyssey because I love Telemachus. But I did some research, like a ton of research before my Telemachus video, so that I knew like about his because in the Odyssey he goes on this like journey with Athena instead of just beating up Antinius. Um, no. Oh my gosh. Wait, you know what I have read? I did read like an illustrated version of the Odyssey as a kid, and I also read an illustrated version of the Iliad. But this is the funny story. It was in the children's section of the library, so I picked it up just like unattended and started reading it, but it had really graphic illustrations of the Trojan War. And I remember just being very fascinated by it because it was I avoided books where characters died until like until I finally caved because I wanted to read Harry Potter so bad. Um so that was sort of my first like big exposure to death in literature was was an illustrated book of the Iliad in the children's section of the library. And I remember specifically it was it was Achilles. It was when Paris shoots Achilles in the heel. There was like this trail of blood coming from Achilles's heel, and he like fell down. And I was like, I got like stuck on that page. I was like trying to figure out like, wait, he's like actually dead. Like he got killed. Like that was yeah. That was I'm gonna stop talking about this too long. I don't want my live stream to get taken down for like acts of violence or like hate speech or I don't know. I don't know, but I'm gonna stop describing how Achilles dies in the Iliad now. Um, but yeah, that was like my first exposure to the Iliad. But yeah, I did like research on Telemachus, and in a lot of versions of Greek mythology, he marries Circe, which is why I decided to make the Cersei saga Telemachus Simp Hour. I don't actually think that's in the Odyssey though. I think that's like, oh, what's it called? It's called like the Tele something. And those are the myths that take place after the Odyssey. There are only a few of them. Um he and basically most versions have him and so Circe has a child, a son with Odysseus because not in Epic the Musical. Yes! Yes, 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 that one. His name's like Telegonus or something. Yeah, it was super weird. I'm still trying to figure out what all the weird relationships are at that point. But that's why I turned it into Telemachus Simp Hour. Um, I do plan on once I finish the series, if it's still popular, I might have like requests, like I could do like if people are like, "Oh, you should like react to like this animatic or something." I might like look at fan art, but I'm thinking that that'd be really like Gigi's there are other ways animatic. I want Telegonus is gonna marry Telemachus. You know, they're Greeks. I wouldn't put it past them. I would not put it past them. No, I always thought that was some like weird thing because I read Madeline Miller's Circe. I always thought it was some weird thing that Madeline Miller did. And then I realized that's like actually what happens in most myths. But technically, there's like one where I think like it's there's one where Odysseus is brought back to life. I think by Circe. And somehow in that version, Telemachus dies. I don't remember exactly who kills him, but someone does. Yes. Yes, yes. Um, so fun fact, I got introduced to Greek mythology in 4th grade, and it was that oh, I don't remember the name, but do you know that, like, really popular illustrated, like, Greek mythology book? It's, like, big, I don't know. The author has done it for, like, a lot of myths. That was the one, and it's, like, toned down for kids, so I believe the description is, like, Kronos was banished. No, he was chopped up into a million pieces and thrown into Tartarus, but okay. Um, but one thing that they did not change because they couldn't is everyone yeah, that so I have that in my room because that was, like, the book that got me into Greek mythology, and they don't change. Obviously, they kinda can't. The fact that everyone just sort of marries each other. And, let's just say my cat is named Rhea because that was as far into the myths as I had gotten when I got her, and I wanted to name our other cat Kronos, and we're not gonna talk about that. In my defense, I had not gotten far. Hang on, the chat just, like, glitched. Okay, I don't know why I did that. Um, but oh, I forgot words. Where are words? Yeah, but my Greek mythology obsession did name my cat. Her name is Rhea. Hello! You are back, Liz. Liz, do you know, I don't remember who you've interacted with on my channel. Um, but Politis, are you the one whose username is like Politis Underworld? Something like that? Yeah, okay, I know who you are, yeah. Yeah. Liz is, your username is like it's like 1, but it's like I am no man, but it's 1 am no man. Like a Lord of the Rings reference. So those are the 2 people in the chat, just so you 2 know what's happening. Yeah, we were just discussing how, Telemachus marries Circe and, um, and Telegonus marries Penelope, but he is Circe and Odysseus's son. It and I'm starting to realize why Jorge made the decision to not have Telegonus as a character. I have a weird question though. Does that mean Odysseus in Epic the Musical lives longer than the Odyssey version of Odysseus? Because Telegonus accidentally kills him. But if Telegonus doesn't exist, also, I'm sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing his name. Just saying. Just putting that out there. Um, so how does Odysseus die in Epic? I don't know. Also, hot take, but we should have gotten him reuniting with his dog. It would have been heartbreaking. But like, imagine, I don't know, he sees Telemachus, right? And that's that interaction that makes me cry every time. And then he's like, go tell your mother I'm home. And then um he talks with Athena. And then he sees his dog and says goodbye to his dog. And the dog dies. And then Telemachus comes in. Father, she's waiting for you. You know? Just squeeze in the dog. I think we should have had the dog. And yes, I know the dog is in Legendary, but what is that dog's name? Is that dog's name like Argus or something? Odysseus dog. Yeah, Argos. Okay. Wait, so that means Odie broke up with Penelope or he died, then they got married. Yeah, I don't think Telegonus can exist in Epic. Because the Circe encounter goes very differently in the Odyssey. Let's just say that was not considered cheating because Odysseus was at Circe's house and Circe was not married. And he took full advantage of that not being considered cheating. Let's just put it that way. Yo, no. that whole dynamic is like weird. Like Greek mythology standards, it's kind of normal. At least we don't have any like I can't remember his name, but do you know the myth of like that guy who was like prophesized to kill his father and sleep with his mother? And then the whole myth is just him trying to avoid that, but then it still happens. I would argue that's a bit more messed up. But the Odysseus, Penelope, Circe, Telemachus, Telegonus situation is still it's still something. Here's the thing, I don't think that the epic version of Penelope would actually fall for anyone else. Like I think the epic version of Telemachus could absolutely fall for Circe. But if Telegonus existed, yeah, his name's not important. His myth is weird. If Telegonus existed, I don't think epic Penelope would fall for him. I do think epic Telemachus would fall for epic Circe. And that is how we ended up with my video of Telemachus Simp Hour. But yeah. I will say Greek mythology is it's Telegonus is younger than Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So Telegonus math. The Odyssey's math isn't well. You guys might think I'm making a joke about how I'm making a 12 long year joke when I say that Telemachus can't count, and it's like how his father can't in my series. It's because I can't count. It's because I keep messing all the years up and stuff. But I also thought it would be funny if can't count is like a genetic thing. But Telegonus, so the Trojan War was 10 years. No. Yes? 10? Because it was 10 years. Regardless, it doesn't matter. It was supposed to be 10 years when Odysseus was at Circe's island, but I believe he was there for 3 days, but it passed like 3 years. So that's 13. So Telemachus was 13 when Telegonus was born, I believe. So then by the time Odysseus gets home, Telegonus is 7? But I don't know how time would move for him because he's on Circe's island and yeah, 10 years of war. Yes. Good job. Yes. Also, when Odie returned, Telemachus was 21. Odie was gone for 20 years. So Odie left Telemachus. Yeah. Yeah, Sua. Yeah, so I'm making hello, welcome to this. I'm currently chatting about messed up Greek mythology. Um with with my mod and fan who comments on a lot of my stuff. Yeah. But yeah, this is my base dress for Sua, and we're making her bow right now. And my sewing machine's broken, so that's why we're hand sewing it. So yeah, welcome to this chaotic live stream. Um, but I believe it was supposed to be it was 10 years when they're at Cersei's Island, but 3 days is 3 years outside. So if Telegonus aged at a normal rate, like assuming he's not on Cersei's Island and something time moves differently there for him, he would be 7 when Odysseus returns home. When Telemachus is 21. Instead of trying to do all this chaos, I'm going to Google what is the age gap between Penelope and Telegonus. Yeah. Well, he wasn't 7 when that happened. There was time. There was time that passed in between when Odysseus gets home and when Telegonus goes to visit Odysseus and unintentionally kills him. But I believe it's about a 20 to 30 year age gap. It's about a 20 to 30 year age gap because I believe Penelope is about 40 when Odysseus returns home. And Telegonus is in his late teens or early 20s after Odysseus's death. So yeah, it's about a 20 to 30 year age gap. Well, if you think about it, Odysseus is way older than most of the animatics make him speak. I believe it's Neil who actually makes Odysseus look how he's supposed to. It is a big age gap, yes. How old is Odysseus? I don't actually know. How old was Odysseus when he got home? Yeah, okay, so like mid 50s to 60s, and Penelope's like in her 40s. I have so many messed up Greek mythology facts that I can't stay on this live stream without YouTube taking it down. I think polites means like you're so real for saying that all Greek mythology is messed up. Like that's relatable. I think. Why is hand sewing so freaking slow? I wish my sewing. You should be scared. We're talking about Greek mythology. The answer is always that you should be. Yeah, I will say what we're talking about isn't actually in the Odyssey. It takes place after. So there's a few myths written about Telemachus and Telegonus and a few other heroes, but that's sort of the age where it kind of all just stopped. So those heroes sort of wrap up the stories. They don't cause any like blood feuds or anything like that. And that's what we're talking about. So it's after the Odyssey. I don't know exactly. Oh no, my thread got tangled. I don't know exactly what the what those sections of the myths are called. No, don't tangle thread. Please untangle. But that's what we're talking about. So, but I guess definitely Greek mythology is something else, man. Yes, I was almost in a show. It got long story short, it got canceled. Oh, are you talking about? I don't know how to like say her name, like Tweez, something like that. She's Russian, I think. She cosplays like um a ton of epic stuff. I think she started with like Hermes, and she's done a lot of like Greek mythology and epic stuff. I think because that's the one where she just. We don't talk about Loki and the horse. We don't actually talk about Loki at all here. But yeah, in general. Hey, look, I do also. It's okay, Politis. It's okay. In general, I'm not an Antinius fan. I think the fandom is like has problems when it comes to Antinius. And those problems being, why are we excusing his actions but hating Calypso? Because I would argue in Epic the Musical, Antinous did, yeah, no, I say shipping Antinous with Telemachus is not okay if you hate Calypso with the passion. I've seen a lot of fans hating her. Because in Epic the Musical, Antinous did way worse than Calypso. In the Odyssey, I could argue it was a bit different, but in Epic, where did my needle go? Oh, there it is. What is happening? Oh. In Epic, I know, it makes me mad, but at the same time, I'm not really complaining. But I don't think you should justify his actions and not justify Calypso's. I think you could make the argument that, oh, it's a fandom, it's okay if you excuse both of their actions, or I think you have to hold them both accountable. Now, yes, Antinous was like awful in the Odyssey. I feel like that cosplayer makes all of her cosplays simp worthy. Yes, that is true, Ray. In Greek mythology, it's a little different, but in Epic, all we know is that Calypso seemed to want Odysseus and then kept him there and then let him go when Hermes said to. That is all that Epic implies. Everything else is up to interpretation. However, Antinous' actions. Gotta say, content warning from Jorge during the live stream. So, I don't understand how the same people can ship Antinous and Telemachus and then hate on Calypso so much. I think that it is valid to hate Calypso, and also it's a fandom, so obviously it's valid to excuse the bad guy sometimes and ship him with someone else. That's something that's always going to happen in fandoms, whether you agree with it or not. But I don't think the two should be like together. Yeah. But Greek mythology, responding to the people saying Greek mythology is messed up. Yeah, it is. I was in a play. Well, I was actually directing it. I was also in it. Long story. We didn't have enough actors. And it got canceled, unfortunately, due to a COVID outbreak in the cast. But before that happened, there's this it's a spoof on Greek mythology, basically, where these two kids trying to do a class presentation where they try to cover all of Greek mythology. And there's this one part where they're trying to go through the inappropriate myths, and they're like, we'll just stop it anytime it gets inappropriate. And it will be like, and it starts out with things like one day a maiden Letta was out picking beautiful flowers, and then Zeus came along and turned into a swan. Ding! Inappropriate. And then they move on, and it just starts getting shorter and shorter and shorter to the end where it's like, one day Aphrodite was bored. Ding! Inappropriate. One day Zeus. Ding! Inappropriate. And the joke being so much about like Zeus. And then it just sort of ends with like one of the narrators turning out to the audience. And that's how Medusa came to be. Okay. I did not keep up on the chat. I mean, in Epic, I don't think it's comparing. Calypso does more. Yeah. She just wanted love. And the other man was far wrong. And shipping Telemachus and Antinous is like, say, haters to lovers. So here's my issue. I am an enemies to lovers girly. Like, I will have you know, if anyone knows the book series Shadow and Bone, my lock screen and wallpaper are both quotes from the Darkling to Alina. I am like a hardcore Darklina shipper. Come at me if you want to, but I don't like go into Shadow and Bone and try to justify the Darkling's actions. I say, theoretically, I would have liked to see these two together, but a lot would have to change for that. Thank you. I swear people need to understand that while the musical is based on the Odyssey, it isn't the exact same as the Odyssey, but real Greek mythology is genuinely concerning sometimes. Yes. Yeah, it's it's very concerning. And yes, the Epic is not a recreation of the Odyssey. If you want a what's my favorite alien stage round? I'm an Yvonne girly. So, Cure. Yeah. My favorite song though is Mizzy's cover of Black Sorrow. You love enemies to so Liz, the thing about Six of Crows and Shadow and Bone, by the way, you can read Shadow and Bone and it will make sense, but you will get spoilers for Shadow and Bone. Something will happen at the end of Crooked Kingdom that will make you want to keep reading the next books. In order to read those, you have to go back and read Shadow and Bone, and the ending will be spoiled. You can do that, but I just wanted to warn you about that. Because I know people say like, oh, you can just read it. I know if I had read it in that order, I would get frustrated. But yes, round 6. I can't remember the round numbers. What song is that? I know all the songs. Greek mythology is concerning. I love learning about it though. Yes. Yeah. It's very concerning. Love it though. And we don't talk about Norse mythology here, as Liz so kindly brought up. Okay, which one is round 6? I need to know now. Indian stage, round 6. Oh, round 6 is Cure. Okay. Yes. Round 6 was devastating and amazing, and I really want to make okay, it's Cure, yeah. I really want to make an Yvonne cosplay for but with his Cure outfit, but a Hanahaki AU. I wanted to do that so bad. But like specifically the version of Hanahaki that involves flowers and blood, but have the blood be the actual blood that he had in Cure. And I want to like that I think will probably be my next convention cosplay. I'll make it over the summer. I'm not going to any cons over the summer. That's so devious. Yes. Um, if any of y'all know Soda Tab cosplay, they said that they would cosplay Till, in his Cure outfit to duet my stuff if I do a Hanahaki AU of Ivan. I'm currently reading the Jackson Diaries solely so that I can because is that what it's called? Yeah, Jackson's the main character, yeah. So that I can because they cosplay David and I'm supposed to cosplay Exis. Is that how you say his name? I don't know. So I'm reading it. Okay, catching up on the chat. I mean, I'm writing a book and two of my characters are in a toxic relationship. Both are bad people, but the only thing I'm concerned about is that people will romanticize it. Um yeah, I mean, I'd say you just have to be like be careful and make it like very clear that it's toxic. Like if you give them something to simp for, they'll simp for it. And if you don't give them anything to simp for, they won't simp for it. That's what I've learned. Are you sure you don't want me to remind you of Loki and the horse? You know the answer. I want to read Shadow and Bone now. Read it. Read it. Read it. Hi! Hello, Mimi. Welcome to the chaotic live stream where I'm trying to make a Sua costume. This is my base dress. And this is me trying to make a bow, but my sewing machine is broken, so we're hand sewing it. And we're also talking about Greek mythology and Shadow and Bone and enemies to lovers and Alien Stage. But yes, please read Shadow and Bone and then message me. Well, you can't message me because this is YouTube, but like I don't have any other social media. Comment that you read it because it is the best book. Actually, Six of Crows is the best book in the entire world, and nothing can change my mind because it is perfection and you can't beat perfection. And Shadow and Bone is really good. Some people don't like it though, but if you get through it, Six of Crows is absolutely worth the wait. I'm sorry, but when I heard Kira, my first thought was Death Note. I don't remember what I was saying then. But Death Note is always valid. I haven't seen it, but I really want to. I have a sewing kit, but didn't ever use it. Yeah, I only got into sewing recently when I started cosplaying. And I'm gonna take sewing lessons because I need to make. If anyone here has read this book, I will marry you. I swear. The only person who's read it is my cousin, and obviously I'm not going to marry her because this is not Greek mythology. But A Curse to Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. Read it. It is so underrated and so freaking worth it. I got my cousin completely hooked on it, and now I fangirled too much. I'm flying across the country to see her, and we're going to go to a romance con. Which is like a convention, but like for like romance books, to meet the author. And I'm gonna cosplay the main character. And I need to make her dress. So I'm literally gonna take sewing lessons for that if I can fix my sewing machine. Book recommendation: We Were Liars and The Outsiders. You're supposed to be doing homework right now. You're supposed to do homeschool work right now. So am I. Like, so am I. But most of my classes have ended, so I know I can get the work I need to do done later. Wait, which book did you read? I'm guessing we were liars and the outsiders. I'm guessing is the book you're referring to. We've mentioned a lot of books. What is that one about? I take book recommendations very seriously. How did you? The one I was talking about? A Curse to Dark and Lonely or Shadow and Bone? Put the name of the book. A Curse to Dark and Lonely. A Curse to Dark and Lonely? Like by Bridget Kemmerer, A Curse to Dark and Lonely, a heart so fierce and broken, a vast so bold and deadly, forging silver into stars, carving shadows into gold. Okay, well, I have summer, oh, they're depressing. I like depressing books. I cry over them, but I like them. Um, yeah, Liz lives in England, so Liz, by the way, that's where I'm going for my study abroad thing, is somewhere in England. I'm not gonna say exactly where. Book Addict, yes, we love Book Addict. The Outsiders has a The Outside that has a that's on Broadway, right? That's a music they made it into a musical, I think. It's on Broadway, I think. Whoever mentioned Ride the Cyclone in the chat, I don't remember where that was. Um, love Ride the You're gonna hunt for me? I might, depending on because it's a study abroad thing, so depending on who I'm with when I'm out and about, I might live stream some of that. I mean, think about it this way, Liz. It's a theater study abroad program. Where could I be going? Where could I be going in England for the heart of theater? Yeah, I haven't read The Outsiders or watched the movie or listened to the musical, but I've heard that there's a musical and I've heard it's really good. You love Ride the Cyclone? Love Ride the Cyclone. Favorite character in Ride the Cyclone? It's an important question. Actually, no, the more important question is who do you ship? Please don't like actually stalk me, y'all, because I will get my YouTube account taken away. But feel free to joke about stalking me. Hamilton. Yes. Yes, Hamilton. We love Hamilton here. We love Hamilton. We love Ride the Cyclone. We love Alien Stage, Greek mythology. I think it's like Nishka is the ship name. Misha and Null, Nisha. And yes, that's the correct ship. Ocean is amazing. I have cosplayed her. I have not released that footage because it is part of my June project, but I have cosplayed her. Liz, you do. I'm guessing we're talking about Eliza. Yes, Hamilton is amazing. I'm guilty as charged. I'm a John Lawrence fan. Y'all know the kind of Hamilton fan I am now. Um, actually, though, funny. You should always do a CMV, Mimi. You should always. I'm working on. I won't be able to do it until much later because I'm gone for so long this summer. But I'm gonna make a mouth washing CMV with like Anya, and the camera is gonna be Jimmy, which I thought was a cool idea. First Burn is a vibe, but I understand why Burn was the final version. Yeah, I haven't done a CMV either. Wait, I technically did, but it was never released. It's a private video. It was an OC. But it's not getting released because I made it a while ago and it has some people in it who I can't put online. I filmed it like I believe a year ago, almost exactly. What are we? Oh, Hamilton, right. So funny story. One of my friend's brother made an AI thing with like historians for a history project. And I got sent it and was for some reason trusted to talk with an AI version of Alexander Hamilton. Now, I was told that that there were like safeguards on, so it was like for a history project he made AI chatbots of like historians he had studied in class, and had programmed them to be like really accurate and to not be like Chat GPT. He programmed like the whole website, and I was told they weren't like Chat GPT. I was told you can't break the bots, Nico. You can't seduce the bots. And I said, "Oh, yes, I can." And I took that as a personal challenge. I promptly pretended to be John Lawrence to talk to Alexander Hamilton and convince him to confess his love for me. Apparently, I made the AI bot Google Alexander Hamilton gay to get information to back up the nonsense I was saying. Then I was told, like I wasn't going to be able to seduce the chatbot. So this is what I had to do. I literally typed it. I said, I cast Charm Person from Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. And that worked. And I broke the chatbot. I seduced Alexander Hamilton as John Lawrence by using D&D spells. Yeah. That is a thing that happened. Yeah, I think I broke the chat. Whoops. I could have seen Hamilton in person, but tickets ran out, so only my best. Oh, that sucks. I'm so sorry. I was lucky enough. I've seen it twice, which was like incredibly lucky. I never thought that was gonna happen. It was really funny. I hated the first cast I saw, and I loved the second cast I saw. And none of them were the OG. It was also at West End, so it wasn't Broadway. I do have to go check on one thing real quick, but I will be right back, and y'all can try to unbreak the chat while I'm gone. Liz, you're in charge while I'm gone. You're my mod, so you're in charge. I'll be like right back, like 1 minute. Hi, I'm back. Well, I left for like 30 seconds and Liz adopted the chat. Liz, the reason you're in charge is because you're my mod. Apparently you're also the mom now, though. Liz, no! Be a responsible parent. Do not tell the children about Loki and the horse. Hang on, I remember most of it. I'm gonna look it up and try to give a summary that won't get my live stream taken down. Nope, there's no way to tell it without the live stream taken down. Actually, okay. Do you guys know how the Minotaur was made in Greek mythology? And do you know how gods like to turn into different animals? So Loki was a horse. No, it does not have something to do with Zeus. This is Norse mythology. If it was Greek mythology, I guarantee you it would have something to do with Zeus. So Loki turned into a horse. Fast forward to when he turned back to a human and he gave birth to a horse child. And we'll leave it all at that. No worries, Ray. No worries at all. It's a chaotic chat. We've talked about a lot of things. Y'all, this is my most successful live stream yet. Granted, I don't go live much, but so thank you all so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Y'all, I've almost sewed this whole thing, only has taken me an hour. This is why broken sewing machines are not fun. Okay. Yeah, good summary, Liz. Yeah, Sua, we love Sua here. That's a very reasonable way to be here. Wait, has anyone here? No, I have not. Polities, I'm so sorry. Spilling drinks on bed are not good. That's why you shouldn't have your drink on your bed, though. Idea. I have yet to learn how to sew. So you take thread and you thread the needle, and then you tie the end, and then you just put it through the fabric. That's how you hand sew, at least. Sewing machines are not easy. Yes, I know. I'm so amazing, Polities. Just don't put the drink on your bed. Problem solved. I know, my sewing tutorial was beautiful. Look, you thread the needle, the end is already tied, and then you stab it through the fabric, and you pull it out. I cannot give a tutorial for a sewing machine, though. Mine's broken, and I hardly know how to use it. How many people are... 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay. I was trying to see if everyone watching this live was in the chat. And one person's not. One person is just watching this chaos go down, apparently. Liz, I think I'm gonna take you off as a mod for like 1 second, and then I'm gonna put you back. I'm trying to put you as like a full moderator because right now you're just... So, okay. And then can I add as moderator? Okay, I think you're a managing moderator now instead of a standard one. I hope you're trustworthy. I don't know. I just gave you the power to hide people from my channel. You just comment the most on my videos, so I decided why not make you my channel mod? Liz, the difference is a standard moderator can like report... I don't know. I don't know. You have more power now. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ray. Standard mod versus... I don't really know. But Liz, just like only hide people from my channel if you genuinely have to. If it's like if there's like spamming or like hate comments towards me I can deal with, but if someone is like if there's hate comments towards like anyone else or weird messages, stuff like that, then I believe you have the power to hide them from my channel. You don't have to though. Like you don't I know I don't want you to like have to take on the role of being a mod. I can handle it, but it's like a thank you for commenting so much, I guess. Anyone who thinks they comment a lot on my channel doesn't, unless you're Liz. This is also weird because I do know a Liz in real life. Oh, you should go, Liz. I'm not going to be the reason you get in trouble. Why would they call you down simply because they heard you laughing? What were you supposed to be doing? Do, 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 do. Okay. Polities, yeah, that's good job. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Do, 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 do. Policies, I'm pretty sure you're actually Liz's child because they're already in a mood with me for eating. Oh dear. I'm very confused about the relationship dynamics between the chat members. Okay, so Politis adopted Liz and Liz adopted the rest of the chat. Is that what I'm hearing? I am also Ray. I am also. Audie, none of us know the lore. None of us. This is being created spontaneously. We went from talking about Greek mythology family lore to creating our own family lore. Let's not make ours as weird as Greek mythology, please. Okay, gotcha, Politis. What does that make me? I'm Why am I okay? I'd argue I'm God in this situation. I'm the reason you're all here. Also, that's not. Oh no. Okay. Sorry, for those of you who don't know, that was an Alien Stage reference, and I'm still kind of scarred from Alien Stage. Also, this is not a disrespect to anyone who is religious. I tend to throw around the word God simply because I'm very into, like, mythology, and they do throw around the word God a lot in that, and I also play Dungeons& and Dragons. Specifically, I am the dungeon master, so my players refer to me as God, and it's a whole thing. Um, what is Alien Stage about? So, I would say just start watching it. I think it's better, if you just start watch it and you don't know what you're in for. It is a singing competition between contestants, and, um yeah, so it's a singing contestant competition between contestants, except that Earth is no more, and aliens have taken over, and they basically keep humans as pets. That's not a spoiler, by the way. You learn that, like, very early on. Um, but I would say watch round 1. Um, there are a lot of love triangles. There's a lot of he loves him, and he loves her, and she loves her, and then there are these other 2 who have, like, their own weird thing going on. Um, but it's basically like aliens can't sing, so they have the humans sing in, like, the singing competition. But there's a lot more than just that. There's a lot of lore. There's, like, a secret, um, resistance thing, and yeah, and, you'll need captions, though. It is in Korean. Each episode is like a song, so it's all really short. You can watch it in, like, one sitting. Um, and a lot of stuff is conveyed through flashbacks, so I would say read the comments after each don't read the comments after each one, but once you're done watching all of it, go back and read the comments and you'll understand more. Or just ask me and I can explain. I've been planning on making a thing explaining which Alien Stage, but I haven't made it yet. Um you got your parents to watch Alien Stage, good job. I don't think my parents I know my mom wouldn't like it. I think my dad would just be confused. Liz, you have a stepfather. This is all very I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything. You guys did this. I left for like 30 seconds. I do also. I am also yes, Audie, I love this chat. Ray, I'm also confused. I believe what happened is that when I left for like 30 seconds, Liz adopted the chat, but then Politis adopted Liz. So, and I'm God. So, yeah, that's what's happening. Goodbye, Liz. Please don't get in trouble. Like, go make things right for eating your brother's food, I guess. I don't know. All right. Goodbye. We're losing the mod chat. Don't worry. I can still block people if I need to. Ow. Ow. This needle is sharp. Don't impale it in your finger. Favorite horror movie? I don't like horror. So, I'm super scared of it. Um, I haven't like watched any. I guess the most like horror considered film I watched was Cloverfield. But if we're not counting movies, I did see the Wednesday TV show, which that is the scariest thing I've ever seen. I know there are things scarier, um, but it is the scariest thing I have seen, and I only watch it because I love the Addams Family, and I love the Addams Family lore, and I love yeah, I love, like, expanding upon it, but I had, like, a pillow in front of my face for most of it. Actually, I suppose you could say the most horror movie thing I've watched was, documentary on the, um I forgot what it's called, but it's like a mythological creature. Uh, Ozar Howler. That thing scared me so freaking bad. No, I cannot do horror. Favorite horror movie? Oh my wow, Pilates. Yeah, I would argue Gigi's Survive animation is a horror movie. A very good horror movie, but a horror movie. I probably don't. I don't play many video games. I basically only play Stardew Valley. I like when I say if you guys think I'm scared of movies, I am so freaking scared of video games because I'm actually like in control. Um, I'm scared of Minecraft. I refuse to play Minecraft Survival because I start like freaking out. I'll only play it when I have a friend and if we have cheats on so that I can keep my inventory if I die. That's the only way I will play survival Minecraft. But I love playing Stardew Valley, so it's all good. I don't play that many video games. I didn't play mouthwashing. Like I know I have some stuff on my channel for it. I watched a live play not a live, but I watched a playthrough, but I didn't play it. Okay, we have the concepts of a bow. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay. This is kind of what it's going to look like. I think I might give up. Oops, I yanked that off. I might give up on trying to do the sleeves. If I did the sleeves, they would have to be out of lace anyways. And I have been making this bow for like an hour and a half. All right, go talk to your grandmother, Ray. So I don't really want to make the puff sleeves because I know they take longer. And this is really bad fabric for it, but it's the only thing I have. This is literally the only white fabric I have in the house, and I'm using it for the bow. So I might just leave it at the bow. Audie, you actually know Alien Stage. Do you think that I could just leave it at the bow? Like, if I have this dress and the bow and her wig and headband, do you think that'd be, like, good enough? Like, recognizable as Suwa? I don't care about super character accuracy for, like, YouTube. If I went to a convention, I would care, but I'm also on, like, a deadline for her. So I'm hoping to cosplay her in 2 days. Okay, as long as it's recognizable. Like, my Mizzy cosplay isn't exact. I haven't released anything of my Mizzy cosplay. Also, her wig is awful. I'm gonna show you guys a picture, but, like, I didn't crimp the wig, so it looks, like, weird. For some reason, it reminds me of, like, a jellyfish. I do not know why that's the description, but, where's one where I have this is one where I have, like, her gloves in it. It's not, like, a great pose, but this was just stuff I could find at a thrift store. So, Mizzy, she has, like, mesh over there, but I didn't have, any, like, black mesh fabric that I could sew onto it. Guys, if I don't wear my glasses, I could go blind. If you don't wear your glasses, you could die, Politis. Cosplaying Mizzy is always a good idea. Yeah, you could die. Don't die, Politis. All you have to do is survive. It's not that hard. Just survive. You know, nice and easy, especially when you're on Odysseus's crew. Have you guys seen the meme where it's like Odysseus, now that we've finished the war, it's time to begin our odyssey home. Sailor, sir, what's an odyssey? Odysseus, it's a long, perilous journey named after its only survivor. Soldier. Oh, okay. Wait, what? I found that very funny when I first read it. Okay, because I feel like it, we're gonna do like a Q&A thing. So I think y'all know Greek mythology. If you don't, oh well. But which Greek myth is your favorite? And you can just like put it in the chat. Just because I, for some reason, yes, apologies. I know you know about Greek mythology. I know like Ray and Audie were in the chat when we were talking about it, but I can't remember if they knew what was happening. It like freaks me out when there are people watching the live, but I don't know who they are because they're not in the chat. Yeah, that's fair. Greek mythology, I would recommend it. It's super wacky and super fun. Do-do-do. Well, it is like mentioned in myths and stuff, which is that their wedding, like they got married and then their wedding celebrations lasted 3 years. Because to them that seemed like a normal party time, I guess. What I think is interesting is Zeus actually stayed loyal for longer than most people give him credit. Like, he did stay loyal for a bit. Hello, Ray! And when Hermes was born? Do you mean like when he was born or like the first 2 to 3 days of his life? And if you mean the first 2 to 3 days of his life, have you seen Gwendy Studios, I think? Have you seen Gwendy Studios? What is this notification? This could be important. Yeah. No, that's not important. Gwendy Studios put out like the like sneak peek at the Hermes God Game version, and it's him versus Apollo. And it's just Apollo screaming, Hermes, give me back my cattle! And then like, give me back my lyre! And it's like a whole thing. He's chasing Hermes. Yes, it's beautiful. I want that full thing. I need that full thing. Yes, Ray. So when Hermes was literally like 2 days old, he well, the first thing he did is he killed a turtle and carved out its shell and like wait, no. First he stole the cattle. Yes. So he stole Apollo's sacred cattle and he led them all backwards and like put Like, yeah. So Apollo couldn't figure out what the heck had happened, and he actually killed 2 of the cattle, and that's how Apollo figured out that it was him. He used the intestines, I believe, to string them across a turtle shell and turn that into, um, a lyre, I think. I don't know. He turned it into something. Um, and Apollo went and, like, tattled to his father, Zeus, because when in doubt in Greek mythology on who someone's father is, it's most likely Zeus. Um, and was like, "Hermes stole my cattle, like, he killed 2 of my cattle," and what we end up with is, uh, Apollo, a fully grown god, chasing 2-day-old Hermes around Mount Olympus. Polites, if you were a goddess, what type of goddess would you do you mean, like, what would you be the goddess of? Or, like, which goddess existing goddess would you be? I think you would have to answer that question, because all I know about you is that you like Epic the Musical and Greek mythology. And unfortunately, I don't think you can be a goddess of Greek mythology, because I'm assuming we're talking about Greek goddesses, so I don't think that would work. I would say think of what you're good at, and whatever you're, like, really good at, that would be what you would be the goddess of. I don't know if there is there, like, a goddess of, like, academic teaching? I don't know. Like, Athena's the goddess of wisdom, but that's different. There is not a goddess of teaching, so, that's what I thought. So, the 2 who come close are Athena, who is the goddess of wisdom, and Chiron, who is not a god, but he is a teacher. He is, like, the mentor figure of Greek mythology. So, goddess of teaching slot is absolutely open. Similarities are always so fun. I'll be honest, I haven't seen Has Been, but I do know some stuff about it. But I love finding, similarities between, like, my characters or characters I like and other characters. That's awesome! That's awesome. I love stuff like that. I have, like, a thing that I wanna turn into a web series, but I have no way of illustrating it because I can't draw to save my life. So, that'll probably be something, that I make when I'm older and have more I have access to more things like voice actors and series. My sister just told me Odie had a child with no, Odie did not have a child with the Cyclops. Greek mythology is weird, but it's not that weird. Yeah, see, right, I want it to be like an animated thing, so I unfortunately have to actually find someone who can animate the characters. But it's like an enemies to lovers, forbidden love, mistaken identity thing, like fantasy. I can't say much more than that though. But I have most of the script written. So hopefully it will be a thing at some point in a few years, probably. And it's called War of Hearts. It is so angsty. I want to actually publish books on it. That's a lot. I would say start with one. Start with one and then work from there. I do all of that, but not musicals technically. I can't write music, but I have written plays, but I've never tried to do it all together. But like I write novels, none of them are published, but I'm working on that. Um, I've written like a web series script. I'm making a short film this summer, yeah. Okay, well, it was amazing being here. I have been here for almost 2 hours. So I am going to head out. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you like the name War of Hearts. Yeah. So I am going to head out now. But it was so lovely having you all here. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was super fun, and hopefully I will do some kind of live again. Um, yeah, goodbye.